Woot.
Yep.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to This Pink Cloud. We're a show all about sobriety and how you get there and how you obtain it and how you entertain yourself and how not to do drugs and how not to drink alcohol and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is season 2, episode 38. Yay!
Yay.
I am DJ Kelly Reverb, by the way. With me is the newly shorn.
Oh God, I haven't been on since I did it.
Yeah, right. Dylan Kingston.
I'm new here.
Yeah, right. He's got no. It freaked me out. It was a little off-putting, dude, when I first saw you. All Dapper Dan and stuff like that.
Well, and the Shelly forgot what I looked like without a full beard.
Right.
So she got the clippers out.
Yeah, and she goes, maybe you should put it back on. Grow back out, Dylan.
Yeah. Beard coming soon.
Yeah, right. No, but you look good, dude.
Thank you.
You look very respectable. You look like a college professor, actually.
Well, I got some to teach. I don't know if you could call it a college course, but
right. I hear you. Hey, but with us today in studio, excited to have this guy. He's a flame on Google searches and whatnot. But this is Caleb Stewart, and we actually poached him from my sister's show, the old JPK and the Crew.
Okay.
But so he is an author and has a book out, or soon to come out, called What Happens Next, and. That's it. Okay, so good night.
All right. See you later.
Yeah,
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, right. But so we were talking a little bit off air. As far as we'll get into like the whole mechanics of how a book goes. But I mean, as far as like your personal story and what made you write the book, let's hear a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so, well, first I want to say thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's cool to be here with you guys. So
we can touch you.
Yeah.
Yes. So my journey starts, growing up, my mom was a single mom. My dad wasn't in the picture. And so my mom only had one source of income, but she was a heroin addict. And so my brother and I were abused and neglected, right. And eventually we were taken to live with our aunt and uncle.
The old single income / heroin user equates to not a good financial plan.
No,
Yeah.
Well, especially when you have 2 kids at home.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I was only fending for myself, and it was hard. So I
yeah,
can really imagine.
And so so I talk about the transition about moving to live with my aunt and uncle, and then. In 2009, my mom died.
Oh, wow.
And, she lost her battle with addiction.
Well, how old of a fella are you? And so how old would that make you?
At this point, I was in the 5th grade.
Oh, wow, dude. That must have been tough.
So, absolutely. Well, yeah. It's weird because when we had gotten taken away, it was only for temporary custody. So, like, she was supposed to get us back, but she had to be clean and all this other stuff. But she never made it that far. And so that temporary custody transitioned into permanent custody.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I struggled growing up just with everything that had happened and finding myself.
Of course.
And then I started drinking and partying in high school. And then that transitioned into adulthood. And I found myself almost as if I was trapped in this dark room with nowhere to go.
Right.
And that's when I just started picking up the pencil and paper and writing things down.
Right. Yeah. That's fascinating. So you're in 5th grade, man, and your mom passes away, and the repercussions on that, and just trying to grow up as a normal kid has got to be tough. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Well, and it's when you're in 5th grade and you try not to let other kids find out, but eventually they do find out.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but they do.
Yeah.
And they often look at you in a light like it's almost foreign. It's a foreign concept to them because they don't understand yet. And so I was picked on for it a little bit, but those are things that kind of contributed to that.
Well,
right.
Yeah. Kids are mean as shit.
Yeah, they are.
And I can only
Little
imagine.
bastards.
And also, I mean, you have to have, going from living with your mom and seeing all of that and all that trauma, and then going to your aunt's house or whatever like that, was that a good transition? You lived in...
Not necessarily. I mean, she had good intentions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my aunt and uncle had good intentions. It was just sometimes, I guess, with the trauma, it made me almost look at... because I didn't have a father figure, so I didn't know what a dad was, right? But having an aunt step in and play a role as a motherly figure almost made it seem like, as a child, that she's trying to replace my mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of friction and tension between that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, shit. Regardless of what you went through, that's still your mom, and that's got to be the most difficult.
And
I can't
now is
imagine.
your dad still even? I don't mean to make this all public knowledge, but is your dad still around? Or?
Yeah, so I met my dad when I was 18, and,
Okay.
and we formed a relationship.
Okay.
I mean, it's not where I want it to be, obviously,
Right.
but I mean, it's there, it's growing.
Right.
So hopefully it progresses, but yeah, that's
Yeah, but
where
there's
it's at.
that gap of 0 to 18 where
Well,
no
that's-
dad
yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, let's talk a little bit more about it. So, you started in high school. You said partying, and then how long was that period? And was it just alcohol, or what? Was there other drugs involved?
Well,
or?
I had done. I started smoking pot and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that when I was in.
So you took pot.
Yeah.
I
Right?
did.
I always
And
like to say
the leaf.
I
took-
injected the weeds.
that you took pot.
Yeah. No, I smoked pot just periodically throughout high school. Nothing too big.
Sure.
But drinking was I guess the thing that really was wow, this is great. I would go over to my friends' houses, and there would be parties or whatever, and I just get plaster drunk.
Right.
To the point where I'm writing plastic box lids downstairs type drunk.
Yeah.
I picture him being the fun guy. Oh,
Yeah.
hey everybody, it's Ox, and,
Yeah.
and he's gonna put a lampshade on. We're gonna get the slip and slide out. And
It was gonna go for it. Yeah.
It was like that. We were
Right.
jumping off the roof into
and
the
the
pool
people
drunk.
chanting your name, Caleb, Caleb. Yeah. Did you have any good nicknames?
I had somebody came up with the name Sea Stew, and I liked it so
Sea
much.
Stew, okay.
I was
Stew.
like, we're gonna put that as the Instagram handle.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
no,
there's an origin story.
There is.
I like that. Okay. So now we're peeling back the layers.
The layers.
Yeah.
But so I would just go and I'd get plaster drunk at my friend's house because there's some parents that just don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
It's
I
high
definitely
school.
did.
Yeah, it's high
We
school.
loved
I get
those
it.
parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Their parents are going out of town, and then you'd also have that set of parents that would be there, but they're in their
Well,
room,
yeah, it's
or
like
in
as
the
long as
basement.
you guys do it at the house, it's okay.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
go anywhere.
right.
But yeah, I mean, and I never moved on from that. So I stayed in that party phase, I guess, when I should have been hey, let's
Dial it back. Go
dial
to
it back
school.
and be productive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then it progressed, obviously, right? And so what happened? What comes next after high school? What?
Hey, what happened next? What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so after high school, I had
what you
I
did
figured
there.
I was I don't have grades to go to college, so I'm kind of out of options at this point. So I was let's just go to the Army. Well, my stint with the Army was short lived. I got injured, so then I come home, and so then I come home, and it's my aunt and uncle had then gotten a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had taken it pretty rough because I thought maybe the things I had done had contributed to it.
Oh yeah.
know.
I could see that. Yeah.
So then I start drinking. Not only did that make me start drinking more, but the fact that hey, I had this short-lived military experience. I want to go back, but I can't. I'm going to continue to drink that away.
Right.
And it just got to the point where I was coming back to my uncle's house. I'd be drinking and driving. I would be so drunk I'd pass out on the driveway.
Yeah.
And he'd have to come pick me up and put me asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm it was very, very dark.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I even around that time I started doing experimenting with cocaine as well.
Well, you do the cocaine so you can drink more.
Yeah.
I mean, or any kind of amphetamine.
Yeah.
Back in my day, I was thinking about this the other day. They actually had stuff called ephedra.
Yeah.
And it's ephedrine, which is basically what they make, meth out of.
Yeah.
But they would just sell it at like your local store right there, ephedra, dude, and it's like, oh, a little trucker speed, dude.
Yeah.
That's gonna go great with my 40 ounce.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Take that. So that's
yeah.
Gotta level the buzz.
Yeah, that's why you would do, like, I did Adderall and Coke a couple times.
Oh,
It'd be
yeah.
like plastered, but it would get me to the point where I was semi aware, and I just start drinking again.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then that makes for a really obnoxious cocktail of a person.
Yeah. Oh my God,
dude, the totally plastered speeding guy.
Yeah. The guy that's completely fucked out of his mind, can't put together a sentence, but he's moving 100 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
God.
And having a little like bodily fluid functions.
Yeah.
like a pit sweat.
Yeah.
And, like
He's like drooling from his nose and all that.
No,
good
this
stuff.
is no lie. I did it one time. I was determined. I don't know why, but I was super drunk and I had just done some like cocaine or Adderall. I can't remember. And next thing I remember, I just fucking drove to Choctaw.
Okay.
I was just like,
cool.
Just go to Choctaw. Like,
Of course, dude. That makes perfect sense.
Right.
And I have like at least $30 I can bet on black.
Get
man.
some more
Bet on
cocaine.
black.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah, man. But I have a bunch of those stories. I'm not proud of them, but
Right.
those stories where I cannot believe
I'm still here.
I navigated and I didn't get a DUI. I mean, luck. I mean, dude. I mean, if that's not a miracle, I don't know what is.
Right.
Man,
If we would have got caught for all the shit we did, we'd be locked under the prison.
they'd have a
Yeah.
special room for
Yeah.
us.
This guy,
Yeah.
just melt the keys down. We'll never need him again.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
But you live and you learn.
Yeah.
So, and that's, I'm just glad at the end of the day, despite everything, I didn't hurt anybody or myself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
you know.
Yeah.
Well, now you said your uncle would come and get you out of the driveway. So was your uncle a big guy or? I was gonna say he's like 105 pounds trying to get you out of the car.
Yeah.
No, I mean he's an average sized guy. I'd say he's not like super ripped, but I mean he's not like skinny by any means.
Right, I gotcha. No, but I'm just picturing for some reason this like a little wiry uncle like picking Caleb up
And dragging him in the
like a
house.
sack of potatoes
Yeah.
style. Yeah,
You're coming with me.
yeah, right. And Caleb being.
Yeah.
And
Where are
then-
we going?
And then boom, hit the bed, and that's
Ow.
it. Yeah.
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 Well, so this is going on, and how long of a period would you say like that you were abusing alcohol, Adderall, Coke, all that? Good
Well,
stuff?
for Adderall and cocaine, it was very periodically. It was in and out. You know what I
Sure.
mean? It wasn't like I had done those drugs, but for me, my thing was alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
That was what went well with me.
Those were just supplemental.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If they were present, I'd do them. If they weren't, oh well.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the drinking goes, yeah, it went on. So I started when I was 16, and it went all the way up until June of this year.
Oh, wow.
Is when I finally said, enough is enough.
Right. Yeah. So then I'm doing the math. So how many months is that then?
That's sober.
Yeah. We're not day counters here,
It's
but
4 or 5 months. Yeah.
yeah.
Months.
Okay. Well, cool. Congrats,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Thank you.
That's I mean, for someone like you or me or Kelly that uses on a daily basis, that's a miracle. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was. For me, I didn't think I could do it, man.
Oh, yeah,
I
absolutely.
honestly, like, you get in that place where you're addicted and just that hopelessness. And, like, I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to function without it.
Right.
well, and I was talking to some
Yeah.
some peers recently, and besides my little lapse, I'm basically a little bit over 2 years, and it's like, dude, like I still don't feel like that. Like I still don't understand how I'm going about like this. You know what I'm saying?
How am I functioning?
I
Yeah.
have, and they call it imposter syndrome or whatever they call it, but I still have those times where like I get like in my head and I'm like, this is not me. Like people, when they meet me now, they see a completely different person from when I was using, right?
Right.
And so it's like odd to me, like I feel foreign.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. And it's like, when is all of this going to bust? When are they going to realize that I'm still a piece of shit?
Right.
Like, when
am I a fraud?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like weird, dude.
I always tell people, like, I've got like about 14 months or so.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, well, this is all just a setup so I could get a webcast or, a podcast. I was an off the wheels, drunk for 15, 20 years. And just so I could one day have a podcast.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, let me hit my sponsor real quick. I forgot the old illustrious Summer Sky. That is right. SummerSky.us. Their number is 888-857-8857. Once again, that is 888-857-8857. SummerSky.us. They are out in Stephenville, Texas. It's where I went, and it's working for me. And they run a tight ship, and it's a good program out there. And it can work for you if you're out there and you're thinking you can't do it. If I can do it, anyone can, right? I know Dylan. Yeah, Dylan feels the same way.
Yeah.
I think that's another like commonality that a lot of addicts share. Not only do we know each other's desperation and just sheer
impending doom.
Yeah. But just that feeling of just never being able to get out and get off that treadmill,
Oh yeah.
And the hamster wheel, dude, and where it's your job and that's all you do.
Well, yeah, and I always tell people too, like they're like, well, what was your rock bottom? And I'm like, I didn't have a rock bottom because every time I thought I hit rock bottom, I found a trapdoor and went deeper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's true though. Yeah.
Like I would dig myself far. Like there's no amount of bottom that I could feel that until, and it's like when the consequences become heavy enough and you don't want to feel like that anymore, you realize it's time to do something different, regardless what it looks like. So,
right. Well, enough about us.
Yeah.
But so you had a period of about what, like a good 5? I don't know. Don't make me do the math, but like about 5 years.
5-6 years. It was just
balls to
nonstop.
the wall.
Yeah, it was just like, let's do it.
Right.
Party. What was it? Tuesday. Let's do it,
dude. It's like always. So then, so you were doing that, and then at did you try to quit before and then maybe have some relapses or?
Oh yeah.
I try.
Yeah,
I always say
tried to quit.
I tried to quit daily, dude.
Yeah. Well, I quit when I go to sleep, and then I start up when I get up again.
Right.
I had always had friends that would come to me and they'd be like, you have a drinking problem. And I'm like, no, I don't, And
the only problem is I'm not drinking.
It's it's a party trick I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
and so then I had family come to me and they're like, you have a drinking problem. And I'm like, nah, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, then it got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm drinking, and like my entire life is like in shambles. It's like I don't have a job. I'm living in a car. You know what I mean? It's like I don't care to do anything but continue to get drunk.
That being financially strapped, what were you turning to for liquids?
Yeah.
Well, what I was doing was my dad would or my uncle, right? Like he would give me like money here and there, and what I
for
do
food, right?
Yeah, for food and
normal stuff.
Because he's like you're not coming in the house because you're a drunk.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna make sure you're okay. So he would give me money, and I wasn't working, so I'm like I had no motivation to find a job if I'm being given money to get drunk.
Oh yeah,
So
in a little way, he was enabling.
Right.
And not to fault him, he was trying to help you.
He wasn't consciously enabling.
Yeah,
knowing, but I was taking it and going and buying alcohol. With it. Yeah, and so, and then I was just like, dude, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm gonna try to get clean, because maybe if I get clean and I stop drinking, then I can come back to the house and I don't have to be in this situation. Well, that only lasts for so long when you keep telling yourself, hey, I'm gonna do something, because when I was good for like 2 days, I could do it, but then the cravings set in.
Yeah.
And it's like you're always thinking about it. and it's like you need it, and
The
then
mental obsession.
I would start like shaking
Oh,
really
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And
well,
it
and
was
that's
just-
Well, and
little
alcohol-
physical DT.
Yeah, alcohol is like one of the most dangerous things to detox from. If you're a heavy alcoholic, like you should be medically detoxed, like
I
no
always
matter
tell
what.
people that, and then also the benzodiazepines.
Yeah, those are the two that can get you. Heroin, you'll feel like you're dying, but you'll be all right. But like benzos and alcohol, those DTs, if you're not careful, you can die. You can have like seizures and
So if
seize
you're out there
and shit.
medically detox, at least if you're not going to go to rehab, at least medically detox.
Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of places. I mean, you can walk into. I know here in this area, Dallas Presby, Richardson Methodist. If you are detoxing from something like that, you can walk into their ER at any time of the day, and they cannot turn you away.
Right.
They'll take care of you. So
Cool. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, and so but it never stuck.
Uh-huh.
And then I met the love of my life.
Ah.
And things got better for a while, but then she left, and then it was just it went to hell
Okay.
again. Yeah.
All right. What was her name now? I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Hey, what's her phone number?
So
no,
okay.
But, so yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So okay. So we try and it's not working, and then we meet a girl and we try and it's working a little bit for others, right? And so when did you come to the realization, like, okay, I have to do something and I have to do it for me? Like what does that look like in your story?
Yeah. So we had been with each other for 3 years, and this girl absolutely fantastic. Her family is fantastic. Welcomed me with open arms. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I tried to not let her find out I had a drinking problem. Well, I screwed that up because she found out.
Yeah. How long was that charade for?
Oh man, it was she found out probably within 3 to 6 months. It wasn't.
Oh wow, you actually held it. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good length of time.
I was trying to hold it a little bit,
right?
And it just got to the point. She left just because there were things in our relationship that wasn't the best, and in her life there was something that had happened. It wasn't the best of situations. And so she went on vacation because she's like, hey, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go on vacation for a week with my family. I'm like, okay, cool, go. Well, while she's gone, I'm plastered drunk the whole week. Like I got picture frames with like my uniform from the military. I'm throwing it across the glass shattering I'm pissed.
Yeah.
And then she texted me one day. She's like, I'm not coming back to the apartment. I'm like, well, I don't make the money to pay the rent.
Right.
So if we get evicted, this is on both of us.
Yeah.
And anyway, what had happened was I said, well, my life can't get any shittier at this point. She's left. I'm about to lose the apartment.
No job.
No, yeah. At this point, what am I going to do?
Right.
Well, I turned back to writing, and then that is how I found my sobriety. And because I was self-reflecting on my life, and I got to read my life and think about all of the things that I've done.
Right. I love that. Because that's like a big part of of recovery in general is writing actually and reflection, self-reflection, and also when you do that, it's cathartic in ways where it's actually where you learn to, okay, hey, maybe I need to apologize to that person and make and also forgive yourself,
right?
And just realize that wasn't the true Caleb,
Oh, right, absolutely.
Yeah, so
100%.
Yeah. My therapist makes me write things down a lot, and I think I don't know the answer to an issue I'm having or a feeling I'm having, and she'll I don't know, she therapies me.
she Jedi mind
with the therapy.
She does.
And she'll have me writing stuff down, and then before I know it, I've written it, and she's like, okay, now read it. And I answer my own question of what, and I'm like, okay, well, do I have to pay for this session? Because I just did all the work myself.
Right. I love it. But so the book, you were, so how long did it take you to write the book?
Yeah.
So I started the book 3 years ago. I started 2-3 years ago. I can't remember.
So you were definitely still drinking.
Oh, I was still heavily drinking when I started the book. As a matter of fact, when I started writing the book, it wasn't even about alcohol. It was more so about my mom and the things that had happened.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of just doing just a looking back at your childhood kind of thing, and the trauma that was going on during that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost like a self-diagnosis. Like I was like reflecting on everything, wondering why it is that I am the way that I am. And so, so I remember what I would do is I'd go in my room for like 3 days with like a bottle of whiskey, and I would drink the whole bottle. I'd be plastered drunk while I'd be writing. And then all I would do was chain smoke cigarettes. Like I wouldn't come out to eat. I wouldn't do anything. And the reason I did that is because I felt like, you know what, if I'm going to write about something so messed up in my life emotionally, I can't do this sober.
Yeah.
Like I have to do, have
Wow, that's so you actually have to be inebriated to face your own emotions.
Yeah.
Wow, to even deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
Same.
That's tough to do. Yeah, but I mean that's a lot of people use to avoid those emotions or to avoid just period and to deal with their trauma.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so you're writing about your trauma and then.
Yeah, so I'm writing about my trauma. I'm like drunk, I'm listening. I got headphones on, listening to all these sad, distorted sounds. No lyrics.
Okay.
Because I wanted to write to the music.
Right.
But I wanted to make the emotions connect with it.
Okay.
And so then I just...
Are you listening to like whale calls or
yeah.
something?
Yeah. No, I don't know exactly what I was listening to, but it was just like sounds. Like very like...
Babies crying.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it was like I don't even remember. It was just like I don't know exactly what sounds I was listening to.
I got it.
Look, dude, he can't tell us his full process.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
Babies crying might have been in there.
All right.
Yeah. But so yeah, and then I took a break from the book for a while because it was supposed to come out. Well, I had all these like copyright issues, and I'm like, what do you mean copyright issues? There's like, yeah, the name of the book's been copyrighted. Now you don't know all of this. At this point, I didn't have a publisher, right? So I'm like, I don't know this.
Yeah.
So then I had to go back to the drawing board, and I had to come up with it with an entirely different concept, which is where I came up with the name What Happens Next, because it's like, okay, after this is done, where do we go?
Yeah.
Right.
What happens next?
Right. Sure.
And so, I finished the book, and let's see, I finished the book in August, and then sent it off to my editor. She edited it, sent it back to me, and
at what point during the writing process did you go, hey, did you set out to write a book? Or, I mean, because it sounds like you just started off writing just as a therapeutic kind
That's
of
what I
thing.
did, yeah.
And then at what point did you go, oh, well, this, I might as well make this a book?
Yeah, well, because the girl I was with had actually, I got this whole thing from her. She's the one that said, hey, why don't you just write your emotions out? And I've never been a really good writer to begin with.
Sure.
So I'm like, I don't know. Well, she finally talked me into it. I said, okay, fine. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it on my terms. I'm going to need a lot of whiskey. And so she's like, okay, fine. So, we went out and we got that. So then I started writing, and it just kind of like shaped itself into a book. Like, I don't know. There wasn't like a specific point. I was like, hey, I want to make this a book. My intention was like, I'm going to write this and nobody's going to read it, and I'm going to be okay because then I'm going to move on from what happened.
Right. Yeah. I like that you said that.
And so, like, at what point? So, like, you started writing this when you were using, right? And all that stuff. And so, at what point, and I don't know your story, right? So, did you realize, like, oh fuck, I this is why and this is how, and then you started feeling like I need to get some help, and you like went to treatment, or like how did that transition happen?
Well, I tried to go to rehab. I tried to go. There was a place called Lighthouse Recovery. I don't know if y'all know.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
So I tried to get in there. I had done like the phone interview. I had done the insurance stuff, and it's supposed to be a great recovery program. Well, they hit me back with a denial.
Okay.
And so I got denied from them, and I was very upset about it. And they were like, well, you have too much trauma in your past, and if we're going to focus on the addiction, it solely needs to be about the addiction. And I'm like, well, the addiction plays off of the things that have occurred.
Well, right. And that is that's weird. I've never heard that, but like, because it's the popular opinion these days is that the addiction comes from the trauma, and so you have to deal with the trauma to figure out why we're using. Right.
Did they give you an alternate? Like
They wanted me to go to like a psychiatric facility for
Okay.
like 2 weeks, and then I have to reapply, and then and then I could focus on it. Well, my thinking was, okay, number one, if we're gonna treat this trauma in my past, 2 weeks isn't gonna solve anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's just not an option. Plus, they have counselors there. I don't understand why they couldn't help me. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna apply somewhere else. So I applied to all these different like little ones, and they told me the same thing.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm determined to find myself, to get clean, and to not go and be that person that I was.
Right.
And that's when I started writing. And then upon self-reflection, I was like, oh my God, I really did those things. I was like, that's horrible. Why did I do that to myself?
Sure.
And that's when I found myself.
Right.
So I didn't go to rehab. It's very rare I hear that happens.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of people that just get clean.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's not what I was trying to get at. I was just curious of your story, but yeah, like there are many avenues.
Yeah.
No, and we're like, this show is all about, multiple pathways.
Right.
100%.
And it's whatever pathway is working for you.
Yeah.
And if it's working for you, then
We support it and keep
exactly.
rocking.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
always encourage people that because I've done the whole AA thing, and so I like people that'll like ask me on Instagram that are like the book or whatever. They're like, how'd you do it? What do I do? And I always try to tell people, I'm like, find something that works for you. I was like, you're not gonna accept change unless you know you have a problem. Like until you confront yourself.
That was a huge part of my addiction as well. Obviously, well, yours and mine. I didn't think I had a problem,
Right.
and it was really, with those 30 days like that I had on the inside.
On the inside.
But with that clarity, then the self-reflection came, and then you're like, yeah, that's probably not normal.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you mean blacking out like every other day?
Well, I remember when I was in my addiction, I would tell myself all the time, well, everybody does drugs every once in a while.
Yeah.
Everybody, and it's weird now because now when I'm in public, I don't see as many high people as I still see a lot of fucked up people and high people, but like I feel like back then I was like, that dude's high and that dude's high and look, everybody gets high, and I was like giving myself reasons to be like, it's okay.
It's okay. Everybody else is high, so why can't
But
I
it's
be?
because I was out at all hours of the night and not like normal day hours.
You were out at high people hours.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, man. I mean, the God, dude. Just thinking about the denial, like that we're in our addiction, is just like, I mean, how we can justify and what means we go to justify, getting high and using.
Shit
Yeah,
we do.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, man. That's crazy. But okay, so you write the book, and then I mean, you send it off to your editor, and I think we stopped you there. So.
Yeah, so I sent it off. I sent it off to the editor, and I don't hear anything back for like a few weeks. And I'm like, what is going on?
Right.
And she's like, hey, I have the finished product. Cool. So I get it. I read it. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Right.
And then I'm like, I finally get to read my story. So I read it. And by the end of it, I was like, holy shit, I wrote that. I was like, oh my God.
Right.
And so then I was like, okay, this is great. So then I upload it and I send it off to like Barnes and Noble for them to, go ahead and print all the copies come November. Amazon, everything.
Yeah. When is that release date?
November 14th.
Okay. And then also real quick, where can people get the book when it comes out?
Yeah, they can go on to.
Or they can pre-order.
Yeah,
right?
they can pre-order it right now. The paperback's available at Barnes and Noble, so you can either do it online or go into any Barnes and Noble store. You can also go to Amazon and pre-order the Kindle. For some reason, it won't let me do paperback pre-orders until like the day before.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna wait until November to do that.
Sure.
But yeah,
and that's under Caleb Stewart, and the book's called What Happens Next. Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, but carry on with your story. I just wanted to get that.
Yeah. So I sent it off, and it's that's I was like, dude, this is a great close to a like pretty messed up journey.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and so I got some few ideas about what I'm gonna do after the book comes out, but we're working on the movie right now.
Right. Yeah. You were saying about that. I'm like, it's kind of like he just speaks this into existence.
Yeah,
dude.
and
then
well,
all of a
and I'm
sudden,
like,
it manifests.
because you were drunk writing your feelings, and then it went to, and so like you just like decided, okay, this is book worthy, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then did you reach out to these people? Like, how did you get in touch with? Because like.
For the movie or for the book?
For the book, like, and to get it into Barnes and Noble,
Yeah,
that seems
yeah.
like really like that. I mean, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. You know, they have two different things. Barnes and Noble has two different avenues. You can go the Barnes and Noble press route, where they essentially become your publisher.
Yeah.
And then they'll sell the book. Or you can go the submission route, where you submit it and then they review everything. They put it in stores. They sell it online. You can do both avenues. That's what I did. Because I said, you know, I don't want to wait on the submission unless it gets kicked back. I just want to go ahead and have them publish it anyway.
Right.
If they put it in stores, they put it in stores.
Sure.
So that's what I did. And Amazon, you can sell anything on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
Right.
Yeah. But
But
Amazon,
still, that's
will
really
print it.
cool
Yeah.
that I mean, because in my mind, I'm thinking like you're drunk writing your feelings. Like in my addict brain, I don't see a point in my addict brain where I was like, I'm gonna put, you know, like I could publish this and it could work.
Right.
And so the fact that you were like, you know what, this is my story, this is my trauma, I'm getting past it, and you made that like evolution from like drunk, shit-faced writing to getting clean, sober, and then figuring a way to get that out there to other people, like
Right.
that's really fucking cool.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's I didn't do it with the intention of doing it, but as I started forming, like, let's make this into a book, I was like, you know what? There are people out there that can benefit from this, and people. Because I feel like addicts as a whole, whether you're an alcoholic or you're a drug addict, I feel like there's a bad like stigma.
100%.
You know,
What?
like people like, yeah, like people
Yes.
just, and I feel like if I could give somebody that doesn't know an eye-opening account, then maybe that could change the narrative.
Yeah. No. I love that. I mean, basically inspire hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I love it.
because there is a like, you know, the little kid in Charlie Brown that's always dirty, and Linus, right?
Pigpen.
Yeah. Oh, Pigpen.
Pigpen.
Come
Yeah,
on, buddy.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Little bit before my time.
Hey, that's a lot before my time.
But he has
dude.
the cloud around him all the time. That's what
Pigpen.
addicts are like.
Right.
They have like this stinky cloud around them. Ew, you're an addict.
You know, but you know, and that's I that's all I wanted to do was to do that. But then we went into the movie, and I didn't think it was going to be a movie.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so did someone? So, like, you go to Barnes and Noble, your book's about to come out or whatever. Did someone like get a like early sneak peek on your book, and like they contacted you and were like, "Yo, dude, we're gonna make a movie." like
Well, it wasn't like that. I have given some people a sneak peek though.
Okay,
Right.
cool.
But no, I've always been a movie fan,
Oh,
and so I'm like, when I was a kid, I was like, dude, I want to be an actor next to like Ryan Gosling.
Right.
Like, I think that would.
well, the likeness. I mean, the
you
likeness is there.
Yeah, exactly.
thank you.
Exactly.
The Notebook Part 2.
Leading man all over you. Yeah, exactly.
And so, but unfortunately, I didn't get to Ryan Gosling's level next to him. And so I've been doing a lot of work with people like overseas and internationally. And so I had posted a job. I said, hey, you know, I need a co-writer for a movie. I had done this on like, it's kind of like an app like Fiverr. Have you heard of Fiverr?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. I was like, you know, look, I've never written a screenplay before. I want to write one. This is what I need. And so, guy comes back. He's like, you know, hey, I don't have any experience. I love movies. Just the way he worded it was like sold itself. And I always like betting on the underdog, and I always like giving people a chance.
Sure.
And so I said, you know what? Let's do it. I'll hire you. So him and I went to work. Including him, we both wrote the entire script. And beautiful script. And yeah, so at this point, we're like, okay, so this is done. What do we do? So then I take it. I'm like, okay, we're going to go to different film festivals. We're going to apply the script to different production companies, everything like that. Well, I get a phone call from a production company. They're like, hey, we're really interested in the script. We want to buy the rights.
Sure.
We want to do all this. I said, cool. I said, now's not a good time. Can we touch base maybe like in 2 weeks? They said, yeah. So I'm waiting on them to call me back. They're supposed to call me back sometime next week. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
But
That's cool.
But yeah, it's on IMDb.
Yeah.
We're making it.
It's legit. It's real. It's there'll be a wiki page one day. So that's how you know you're real.
That's cool. So, have you contacted Ryan Gosling to play you?
No,
Oh,
I
there we
really
go,
wanted.
dude. That's the question.
You know who I really wanted to play? I don't know if you know who. I don't know if you know who he
Let's
is.
hear
You
it.
might know Evan Peters from American Horror Story.
Yeah, absolutely. From American
Yeah.
Horror. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought. Yeah.
I think he'd be a convincing drug addict or an alcoholic.
Shit, he's one of the greatest. I say that every time we watch American Horror Story. That dude is an awesome actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to look him up. So y'all talk amongst yourselves. Let's see, Evan.
Yeah.
Evan
that'd be
Peters. You
really.
said?
Yeah.
Evan Peters, yeah.
He's like the guy from the Murder House.
Oh,
I mean, he's
yeah.
in all of
I
them.
know that dude.
Yeah.
I know
But
that dude. Okay.
yeah,
cool.
that's really cool. And so what would that like? I mean, obviously, your ideal way of that happening,
Right.
you would not just sell it to them and let them do whatever they want with it.
Oh,
right?
absolutely not.
Yeah, you
Right.
would
No,
want to
I'm
be
gonna
in
be
it.
involved in it. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
that's badass. Yeah.
I was gonna say, so like I always like to get a little, sobriety 101. So we kind of know your story of how you got sober,
Right.
but like, I mean, what are you doing to maintain your sobriety as far as that goes?
I always stay busy.
Yeah.
The book was very time consuming, and it made me focus on the message I was conveying. Well, then that was done. I was like, okay, I need something else that drives me.
Right.
So then we went to work on the movie. Now that's about to start, we just dropped a clothing line.
I saw that.
Hollywood T-shirt company. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Because I wanted to tie something into what I was doing into something that would keep me busy.
Oh yeah.
And so that's where the name Hollywood T-shirt company came from. And so I got to do some work with Joe Exotic, the Tiger King.
That's cool.
The Tiger King. Yeah, he was
From inside prison?
No, well,
Correspondence?
his legal team. Me and his legal team, we did a collaboration.
Okay.
And it was weird. I had to sign all this like legal documents. And they were like, we agreed on a percentage that goes to Joe's legal fund. But just being able to work there and getting their shout out and being endorsed on their Instagram and stuff. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
For sure.
And so, and I just wanted to do this in my spare time just to focus. Like I need something to focus on. If I don't, then who knows? I might relapse but instead of thinking about relapsing, I want to be thinking about making something positive and something.
Well, and I love it because, like, I mean, there's so many avenues, and not to, degrade or anything like that, but I mean, that's such a simple solution,
Right.
And I mean, if you can navigate it that way, I applaud you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Dylan and I are huge fans of like trying everything. So I mean, I'm like the AA route, smart recovery route. Also, the huge aspect that worked for me was having the sober community and people, that you could reach out to and be a part of, without drugs and alcohol.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because like he said, I've done AA, NA, smart recovery. I lived in Oxford. I've had it prayed out of me. I mean, all of
You
those.
had it exercised?
Yeah, I have exorcised the demons.
So I have a question for both of you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
going to ask the same question. Like,
Okay.
what do y'all do that helps you maintain sobriety and go day after day doing it?
Well, I always like that, that the replay.
Yeah.
Of, okay, just think about all those times and how, awful,
Right.
you were making your life because of that.
Right.
Keep that fresh. And then also, surround yourself. Find something you like, find something you love to do that you're passionate about that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's an important part of recovery, is being happy and dealing with that trauma or whatever you had. With me, I had a huge problem with anxiety, which alcohol did a great job of taking care of. But the thing is eventually the alcohol slow plays you,
Right.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
And you know, the solution becomes the problem.
Right.
So, you know, and that's where I was. But, you know, the community aspect, the doing something positive, you know, when I first got out of rehab, I did journaling as well, where I would do like a daily process, like in the morning and then in the evening. So just those little baby steps that I would do. I mean, it seems, you know, people always, you know, maybe kind of frown on it, or I'm not going to do that shit, you know, but I mean, I did it, and it was something simple, and it was a daily exercise. And the thing is I was committed to it, and I saw it through, because I just knew what, you know, I mean, I was going to die. I was going to have diabetes for sure, because I was diabetic, full blown. I was probably, you know, going to die in my sleep. And possibly there was the time when I actually thought about even, you know, becoming homeless. I was like, I was scoping out bridges for a while, dude. I
feel that,
really. But so, how about you, Dylan?
I mean, man, I mean, a lot
besides prison.
The similar stuff, but like what I do, I mean, on a daily basis, I do like. When I wake up in the morning, I do like even mentally just gratitudes, you know, like remain thankful and remain humble. I am privileged enough to be a part of an organization called Skate Straight. We're not only a smart recovery meeting, we have Dharma, we have yoga, all those things. And like Kelly said, I've built a community of people that are all like-minded and trying to go in the same direction. And I surround myself with those people. I'm very blessed in the fact that I've been a skateboarder since I was 12 years old, and Skate Straight has a lot to do with skateboarding, and we do stuff for the skateboarding community. We meet at skate parks. I facilitate meetings on Wednesdays.
Where is that meeting, Dylan?
That's at Alliance Skate Park in Grand Prairie, from 7 to 9 if you guys want to stop by and hang out.
And what's the website for Skate Straight in case they want to find out more information?
SkateStraightRecovery.org, and that has all our meetings. It has a book list. It has everything we're about and what we're trying to do and what we're going to do and all of these things, and it has resources and all that stuff.
Hey, guess what's in the resource list?
This Pink Cloud.
The show.
Duh.
Yay. That is pretty badass though. That is,
and so man, and I just try and stay connected to that stuff, because previously in my efforts to stay clean and fight this beast of an addiction, like Kelly said, I've been to prison, I've been to multiple rehabs, I've been to homeless, I've stole from my family, I've stole from my loved ones, I've fucked people over, I've done them all dirty. I mean, everybody's heard my story, and so I had to find something different, right? Like I had to change everything. I had to change my people, my places, my things. Like I have a completely new life, but I'm still me, right? But it's because I've surrounded myself with these things that make me happy and give me, like you said, a purpose. And they give me a motivation to remain the way that I am now.
Right.
Because I would lose everything if I didn't.
Absolutely.
I mean, I agree. So, I mean, but you can be a part of our
you can be in my Sangha.
If you want to
I'll be a part of the community.
You're welcome.
I'll be a fanboy.
You're in it.
No
fanboy. I'll just be a part of
be
it.
in it.
Oh, be in the community.
Dude,
oh, okay.
I don't know if you're into it, but we do yoga, we do food drives, we do meetings, and dude, we do everything. We go out to eat together, we go to concerts together, we do all this stuff, dude, and it's fun, dude.
Let's do it. Well, the reason
I'm
You talked me into it.
The reason I ask, what you guys do is because I'm a firm believer in, if something that I'm doing is working but it suddenly stops working, how can I improve so I keep going towards success?
Well, and I like that, because and what we kind of refer it to is just putting another tool in the toolbox.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what all this stuff for me is, recovery Dharma, AA, smart recovery, reading, journaling, all that stuff. It's just another
exercise,
tool.
Physical activity. I mean, all of those things, they're just, like you said, they're just little notches. It's like, it's like we're Girl Scouts and we have those sashes and all the little badges. and we're
Yeah.
just trying to fill up every
Exactly.
badge,
We're
dude.
getting merit badges.
I'm trying to get all these badges.
I like that. Hey, real quick, I want to hit our sponsor again. That is summersky.us. That is 888-857-8857. Once again, that is summersky.us. 888-857-8857. They are a facility out in Stephenville, Texas. I went there for 30 days. It's working so far. If you don't think you can do it, I mean, I didn't think I could do it, so, but that medical detox is important. So at
Absolutely.
least do that. And I will preach about medical detox.
Yeah.
I'll get on my soapbox about that because we don't want you dying out there. But, but then just maybe that window of 30 days, you can make some life-changing decisions and, be a better human.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying earlier, I realized that I am not, I'm not less fun.
No, absolutely.
Dude.
I think, well, and I don't mean to
Right.
toot my own horn, but I think I'm like a little more snappy and like involved. And I think that like my interactions with others are a lot better now.
Yeah.
Like when I look back.
More quality. I mean, because you're actually present.
Yeah. And I'm like actually making like genuine friendships with people and like things like that. Like before, like I was worried about what you got.
Yeah.
What can I do for me? What can you do for me?
Yeah, right. I gotcha.
And so I don't know. I think we're better people now.
I agree. Hey, Brett, I know Brett Alcock, shout out to our lovely board op. Can you pull up that video? Because I've been doing this new thing where I have people send in video questions.
Yeah.
And my buddy Aaron out of Pensacola, Florida, sent this in, and it's a good question. So I thought we'd play it on the air, and then we can answer it best we can.
Hi, Aaron.
And there is no audio.
Oh no.
Oh, great. Anyway,
Thanks for hanging out with us.
No
We're having a little bit
problem.
of technical difficulties.
you got it now, Brett? Or is it going to be 2
seconds.
And this is why we play it before the show. Brett's like, oh, yeah, no shit, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, I listened to the question prior to, and he said, basically in the question, shout out to Aaron and my friend for putting this together. But he was basically asking, if people like are sober curious, what would you advise them if somebody's interested in becoming sober, or possibly what would you do? Well, I mean, Dylan. What advice would you give them if they wanted to try it out?
I would just say whatever you are comfortable doing, whether that means going to a meeting, maybe looking into a treatment center and talking to someone that is in admissions or whatever to kind of get the scoop of what, reach out to me, reach out to Kelly. I mean, find someone that is in the community that you're looking to be in, and just talk to them about it. Be open, be honest, tell them that you're feeling it out. You don't know, and just kind of go from there. But you don't have to dive headfirst into it, right? Like, it's a scary thing. You're going to make life-changing
Well, I mean, that was the
things.
whole thing about, like, when I was going to go to a 12-step meeting, I would sit there and I was like, I thought there was going to be a secret handshake and all this stuff, and it's just going to be a bunch of people and they're all going to look at me and it's going to be weird, and but it's not like that at all.
No, yeah, that's the coolest thing about it is like people think that it's gonna be some like culty like we're just normal people that we just happen to all be really fucked up at some point, and now we're trying to get better. And the coolest thing about it is everybody's down to help everybody. I've met dude, even people like I've met
I always say it's like the 60s, baby.
Yeah, well, I've met people in active use and despised them and wanted nothing to do with them, and then came into the rooms, and either I came in and they were already there, or I was there and they came in, and it's like all that. It's like, dude, it's everybody wants to help everybody. Everybody is willing to share the knowledge and the experience that they have, and that I think is the coolest part about it.
Right. Well, I mean, and for me, that answer to the question is, if you're sober curious, go to a Zoom meeting, man.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can Zoom and you can be anonymous. You can just
Fly on the wall.
sit there and listen to people and it's funny because after the meeting, what you're gonna go is you go, you know what? My story is just like that guy, and and you'll find out because we all think we're unique. But there's somebody out there that your story is different from mine, your story is different from mine, but they all intersect at some point, and some people in there, it's really surprising. I'm like, yeah, that guy went through exactly like when I talked to Kurt.
Yeah.
His story is a lot like mine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hiding the bottles, and he was a little more stealth about it. He had little special places, but special places built for his alcohol. Whereas I was.
Well, he's a crafty mofo.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. I mean, you guys really hit the nail on its head. I mean, as far as the questioning goes, yeah, just reach out. Don't be afraid to speak up and try something new. Is what I would say.
Yeah.
Ask for help, definitely.
Sure. Well, and now I expect to see you at Skate Straight meetings.
Oh, definitely.
And definitely reach out.
It's
fun.
What did you say it was?
So if you go on the website, there's a full schedule. But we do a meeting. Well, now 7 days a week. Well, the first Sunday meeting will start next weekend, and it'll be a knee skate shop out in Roanoke. Josh Hurley and his wife opened that skate shop, and they're going to be holding Sunday meetings there.
Cool.
But there's Monday is Girl Gang, Tuesday is at 4 Down, Wednesday's at Alliance, Thursday is Dharma at 4 Down, Friday is Gentlemen's Society at Alliance, Saturday mornings are our yogas. I mean, we got some.
Yeah.
Well, Sundays
work.
Sundays and Mondays work best. Who knows, man? You might even be able to get me on a skateboard.
Oh,
There you
I don't
go,
know.
dude.
I will put a
I don't
skateboard under
know.
your feet, dude.
I don't know.
All
I
right,
will do
well,
it.
cool. Well, yeah, and I mean, just also go ahead and give the address. It's skatestraight.org.
Yeah,
right.
no, it's skatestraightrecovery.org.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, and people can go there, find out all the information.
Yeah, we got
and
meeting schedules, what we're about,
Right.
what our
your manifesto.
yeah, it's upcoming events,
No,
all
I love
that
it.
stuff.
I love it. Yeah. Hey, and real quick, if you're watching us on Facebook, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel because that makes us look legit.
Yeah.
And
Too legit to quit.
It gives us street cred.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, okay, when's the book coming out?
November 14th.
Okay, and they can pre-order right now on Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
and
they
Amazon?
can pre-order the paperback at barnesandnoble.com. You
Okay.
just type in what happens next, Caleb Stewart.
Uh-huh.
And then you can also go to Amazon and then same thing, what happens next, Caleb Stewart. But that Amazon is only for ebook.
Yeah.
So we've been having some issues with ebook, but we'll get
Gotcha.
it resolved.
Cool. And then you got to promise us when the movie's coming out. You'll come on the
I
show
don't know.
again.
I don't know exactly when it's coming out.
No, I'm
Yeah.
already talking it into existence for you. So whenever
Whenever you make it big in Hollywood, you
Yeah.
got to come back and hang out with the little guy.
Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
You guys are coming with me.
There you go. Oh, hey, we got parts in the movie.
Yeah.
Dude.
Dude, I will be that guy in the movie, bro.
Well, right
Like
on,
the gas
man.
station clerk that's selling you the booze.
I got
Dude,
you.
I'm in there.
I got you.
You would be a good gas station
I think,
clerk,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
I like
Thank
that.
you. Come again.
Yeah.
We might have to talk after the show.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, cool, man. But Caleb Stewart, the book is called What Happens Next. Go pre-order it and do all that stuff. I want to thank you for coming out.
I appreciate you guys having me, yeah.
Yeah, appreciate you waking up early and hanging out with us sober folks
Oh,
and
no,
being
no
one of
worries.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy to be a part of the club. You know?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
dude, we
It's-
want
yeah.
you. We want you.
You're in the secret
You're
society.
in, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thanks again for coming out, Dylan. Appreciate you as always. Hey, next week, people, we have the one, the only, Mr. Quincy Carter. If you don't know who Quincy Carter is, Quincy Carter was like one of the Dallas Cowboys quarterbacks, like in between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was in there for a couple years, and then also he was huge in college with the Georgia Bulldogs and all
Yeah.
that. So he's in recovery, and we're gonna have him on via Zoom, and talk recovery
Talk
and
the talk.
talk football and talk about all that fun stuff. But anyway, be sure and tune in next week. And then also, I am asking people to go back and watch the older episodes because we have some really good information out
absolutely.
there. The one about Narcan. If you need to learn about the street fentanyl and stuff, definitely go check out that episode. And it's all on our channel on YouTube. And other than that, you got any shout outs for the week?
I got to shout out the dog and the girl at home. Love you guys. See you in a little bit.
Right? Any shout outs for you?
Oh, just my dad, my aunt, my uncle. Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Cool. Thank you for keeping me alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Right.
you for telling me I had a problem.
Right. All right. Well, Brett, that is it. Maestro, play us out, please. But remember, kids, like I say, there is no magic pill for sobriety because if there was, we would all take too many.